oftentimes parents get so frustrated and annoyed, they put their kids down without even realizing. Then they create this negativity, this insecurity, these negative emotions that the child is carrying for the rest of their life, trying to figure out,
Yeah.
trying to solve. But it's really hurt and damage that came from the home, bro.
That's why I always say this quote: "It's not what you do, it's how you do it."
And in today's video, we have modern men hate their active father. Now, this is another video by Ty Buggy. You know, man, I think Gen Z and Gen Beta and all these new generations have it better than us, bro. Us millennials, boomers, and generations before them, because we've seen the damage of not having an active father in your life. And so now, generations moving forward, men are trying their best to either not produce kids, or the kids that they produce, they're trying to make sure that they're in their lives. So to hear them saying they're hating their active father is crazy. T-Raw.
What I would say is, bro, as a grown man, you want to make your own mistakes. You feel me? You don't want somebody trying to micromanage every decision that you make as a grown man.
The show.
My daddy had a life. He had a purpose. I was just so happen to be his child.
Wow. So a lot of people want to be just like their famous.
Not IT Guy 033 says, "I'm lucky both of my parents have been together for 47 years. And it was always sad that most of my friends' parents were divorced."
Wow, gay. Nah, that's real talk.
Maybe in their favorite superhero. Like for me, I really love Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man was my favorite superhero growing up.
Wolverine was mine.
Superhero and role model that I looked up to was my pops.
Flash.
My pops till his day.
Nah, I didn't like those niggas till I got a little older.
I wanted to be just like
Wolverine was my guy.
walk like him. I wanted to talk like him. I used to look at my hands hoping that they would grow to the size of his hands. I mean, I wanted to be just
For shit. I felt that when you just said that, gang. I wanted to be just like my pops, bro.
Yeah.
Dad, I know you might watch this video. I don't know if you're watching this video, but I wanted to be just like you, man. I wanted to talk like you. I wanted to move like you. I wanted shit. My dad to this day has some big ass hands, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, if I could just, I'll palm a nigga face.
my dad. As a kid, you look at your parents like they're just larger than life. They have the answers to anything that you ask about life. You believe that they are real life superheroes. Like I remember the first time I raced my dad, you could not tell me this dude didn't have some type of powers. But now that I'm 29 and my dad is 49, a lot has changed over the years, a lot of realizations, and I see
So real, bro. When you a kid, you feel like your parents are superheroes.
Relationship has changed over the years.
My father was just a man. He wore the same shoes every single day. Bought my mom 3 cars before he bought his own car. Bought me and my brother and my sister our cars before he bought anything for himself. That's my superhero. So when my superhero says to me, I was scared. There was times I wanted to leave. Now I'm like, shit, that was me.
Yeah.
So now he looks more human to me than he ever looked because he was being honest. And what that did was give me the confidence to say, wait a minute. So all this time you thought you were fucking up and I turned out like this.
Yes.
I was like, I need to tell my sons early what my fears are. And that's why I was telling you, tell your kids, man, because the minute they see you as human and no longer see you as this esoteric creature that has to be perfect, they'll come to you and talk to you about their fears. And then you can help guide them.
Man, that clip is so profound to me.
Yeah, it is profound, gang. I ain't gonna lie.
Healed a part of me because you really want to believe that your parents are superheroes. So when you get older and you start to understand the psychology, or you just start to understand how adulthood works, and you now you become peers to your parents, you're adulting and they're adulting, and now you're judging their adulting, and a lot of the way they adult, you don't agree with. So it's like, damn, my superhero doesn't really have a cape for real. That is a lot to stomach as a man, especially because you want to be just like this guy. Or you want to continue to see your parents on this pedestal. But that switch of no longer seeing your parent as a superhero or a person of all knowing, a person of no flaws, is a huge adjustment mentally. It's almost like you have to mourn the person that you thought they were.
How's your relationship between you and your dad? Tell me about that.
I mean, it may be different for everybody else, but I had a turbulent relationship with my father growing up. Like, Like, I wouldn't say we argued. I was a quiet kid, bro. Like, I didn't really say too much, but best believe I may not have said a lot, but I was watching. You feel me? And then when I watched, the questions I asked used to often get me in trouble. That's the type of kid I was. Type shit. So
yeah.
I wouldn't say that, you know, me realizing that I wouldn't even say, honestly, I didn't realize and start looking at my father as a human being till I was like 18, bro. That's when I sat down in the car with him and we had a talk, and I'm like, holy shit. Nigga was just like every fear I had. I asked him, yo, what were you thinking when you were 26 and I was born, bro? First child in the world.
Yeah.
Nigga said, yo, man, I was just like terrified, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it made more sense now when I see it. Like, okay, that's why you weren't involved. I mean that, and then other reasons, but I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Love 100 nigga business down there.
Say about
what I would say is we always look at our parents and think they have all the answers.
Yeah.
But they don't. Really, our parents grow with us.
Fact.
You know, as we grow, they grow with us.
Fact.
They don't have all the answers.
Facts.
I actually hate my father, man. He never cared about me. He never supported anything I did. He abused me. He just wasn't a good father.
Growing up, I thought my mom had all the answers, that she was supposed to know everything, do everything.
You said that.
It really hit me one day that this is her first time living life too. Just like me, just like all of us. And in that moment, how I see my mom completely changed. When we're kids, our parents are like our superheroes. They're the ones who know how the world works. They tell us what's right and wrong. They make the rules and they make all the decisions. So they seem so sure of themselves. And because of that, we start believing that they should know everything, that they should never mess up. If they fail, it's because they weren't trying hard enough. But what we don't realize is that they're people too. You know, people who had a childhood before we were even born. People who had dreams, struggles, and heartbreaks, who didn't magically receive a handbook on how to be the perfect parent the day we arrived. But I didn't really see that, not when I was younger. I just only saw those moments when she didn't understand me. The times when she said the wrong thing, the times when she made mistakes and I judged her for it. I was so focused on what she wasn't.
Gang, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And I'm gonna give a shout out to bro. Shout out Young Don, man. Shout out Young Don. Really started to enter this whole new arc in my life, man, and bro is really helping me to see the other side of these concepts that I've already started to like create in my own mind. He's helping me to put the puzzles together in certain aspects. And what I will say, because it sounds crazy dick sucking right now, but I promise you, the dick is not in my mouth, y'all. I'm not here talking. I'm just out here talking, bro.
Hey, you should have never bought that, bro. Nobody was thinking about it until you said it.
No, because you know you can't get nobody their flowers on the internet without nobody. Oh, bro, stop writing, stop. So I'm like, man, I know niggas. I know how the internet is, bro. So I'm just getting ahead of it.
She brought light to it.
Shut up, nigga.
Now it's shining bright.
Listen, at the end of the day, I just want to give Don his credit because the man is really talking some really spiritual stuff, talking about manifestation, how you change your reality, right? But a very important thing came from video I least expected it. He put out a video. I'm already aware of a lot of the information he's talking about, right? But he put out a video. He talks about how to make people around you manifest for you. If you're seeing this video, Don, you know exactly what video I'm talking about. But there was a moment you were talking about how when you're with your kids, it's the answers you choose to give your children. The words, the way how we communicate, all of these things can fester up negative emotions. But if we just even give what we have to say, just a little bit of thought, you can come across totally different and still get a positive response from somebody, even when they're not getting what they want. But oftentimes parents get so frustrated and annoyed, they put their kids down without even realizing. Then they create this negativity, this insecurity, these negative emotions that the child is carrying for the rest of their life, trying to figure out, trying to solve. but it's really hurt and damage that came from the home, bro.
That's why I always say this quote: "It's not what you do, it's how you do it."
Facts.
See her for what she was, a person just trying to do her best.
Made it go on a 4-minute tangent, yo.
About something small, right? Maybe she didn't understand me. Maybe she said the wrong thing. And I told her that she never gets it. She never understands me. And then she said something that I'll never forget. She said, "I'm trying. This is my first time being a mom too." And that really hit me like a truck because it was so true, yet I never, not even once, saw it that way. I always saw her as mom, not as a person. I saw a woman who was navigating life just like I was. A person who had no perfect roadmap, no script, no instructions, who was just trying her best. I stopped getting mad when she did
Shout out to bro, he said exactly what I said.
Appreciating small things, small
and with different words.
Things that she did every single day without expecting a thank you. And I asked myself, do I always know what to say when my friends are struggling? Or do I always handle the situation the best way possible? I don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm a human. And so is she. So
that dude put it perfectly. And I know I was saying my dad does not wear a cape. My mom does not wear a cape like I was expecting. But being able to put my parents in the position of being a human and actually understanding that my dad never saw his dad do what he did. Then it even dawned on me even deeper, like, my dad moved his whole family.
Damn, I want to stop it again, but I can't, y'all. I gotta let y'all rock.
I mean, he had 5 kids. I'm sitting here with 2 kids and a wife.
Fuck it. I'll make this quick. Yeah, look, my dad didn't grow up with his dad. I didn't grow up with my dad. But it doesn't have to be a cycle. You know what I'm saying? And yo, Ty is spitting facts right now, bro.
Shit.
In our community, we have a situation where men are usually raised without their father and they have this hatred for their father that they didn't know.
Yeah.
But bro, your father was you at your age. Ask yourself right now, if I have a child with this girl, with whatever situation I'm dealing with, it's worse if it's the situation, it's not your girlfriend, and you get her knocked up. Are you going to stay in that child for 18 years? Are you ready right now to be a dad? Then how is your father any different? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thinking that, okay, like I'm really doing.
My dad didn't grow with his dad either.
Real talk.
He tried to be the best dad he could for me, bro, and I appreciate him.
To encourage me.
Yeah, real talk, man.
I definitely went through my moment of just being mad at my pops, of just like, why don't you do this better? Or why didn't you do this? Why didn't you say this to me so I could be more confident in that? Like, you know, I had a lot of whys and why didn't you do it better? And I remember he would always tell me, look, I didn't have my dad to show me these things. And I'm not gonna lie, when my dad used to tell me that when I was younger, it was kind of like, yeah, but still, right is right, wrong is wrong. But when
didn't have the perception back then.
Just said, it makes perfect sense. For my 10-month-old son, a lot of the things that I'm doing for him, I feel like I learned it from mistakes from my 10-year-old daughter. And when I put myself in my dad's shoes, he's just a man that's trying to get it right himself. But now there's another side to things. And I think this is where it goes even deeper. And I go say this for both of my parents. And a lot of us can understand this about our parents. So yes, our parents are trying. They're trying to do their best. They're trying to do their best. And we're realizing that, okay, our parents don't have it all figured out. But here's the other part. The other part is when your parents say words that sometimes can cut like a knife. Sometimes it can have you second guessing your next move. Hell, sometimes it could just keep you from wanting to call them in general.
Shit. That was what me and my pops were going through.
He trying to figure out.
He's not trying to hurt my feelings, bro. My dad is real as fuck. And sometimes y'all be wondering like, oh, like, you don't be thinking about the things you say. Why do you say things that will hurt niggas' feelings like that, bro? I get it from the man, bro. I can't help it. Bro, I'll say some shit, bro. And it's after I said, I'll be like, oh, bro, I didn't mean it. I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt you, bro. I just say things as they are. And I sometimes don't think about it before I talk, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I really get that from him. And he done cut me so many times. I talked to him about my dreams and aspirations. Right, we're to a point where I had to stop talking to him for a year because I was afraid to tell him my dreams.
Also learning how to be a man. He's still learning how to be a man. I'm still learning how to be a man. We're still trying to figure out what exactly is it to be a man's man for real. So when I give my dad the grace and I really see him outside of being my father, I feel like it really healed our relationship because I realized, my dad still has trauma from his upbringing. I'm asking somebody to treat me perfectly that has not fully been healed from what they experienced as a child. I'm asking him to have a conversation with himself because nobody sat him down when he was a kid. For a long time, I really wanted to impress my dad, and this was the biggest shift in our relationship. I really wanted to impress my dad to the point where I would show him something that I have going on, and I'll just put it like this. His response was my dad's response. Yeah, I mean, my dad is not the type of dude to jump off the walls and go crazy. Even though
your dad is just like my dad, brother. Like, everything you just said, bro, I feel like I relate 100%. But more deeply, because I want both my parents to be proud of what I gotta do. It's not just my dad, bro. I hang this, he want his, you know what I'm saying, on my back. Cause I want my mom, I want my dad, I want my whole entire family to just be able to look at me and be proud of everything I'm doing, bro. That's sure.
I'm constantly striving for that response and the actions that I do throughout life. But what I realize is that my pops did not get that. So one, he doesn't even know what that looks like fully. Secondly, when I put myself in his shoes and all of the stories he told me when he was younger, he didn't receive the proper praise that he deserves throughout his life from the people that he wanted it from. So oddly enough, it kind of switched to the point where I don't look so much for my dad's praise. I enjoy constantly reminding him how good he's doing because I could tell it's healing a part of him. And seeing that part of him be healed is all I want to ask for my relationship. Because I know on one hand, it's like, man, but he's your dad. Why?
I know I keep stopping this video, guys. I'm sorry. But this video is very profound. You know what this man just said a while ago? We're so stuck in a way of wanting to have things our way that we can't see that we might be a blessing. We might be a blessing to somebody else. Be able to heal. Imagine that your father's purpose, he raised you, but your ultimate purpose is before your father dies, is to heal your father's wounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To heal those, give him things he never got back. And it's not like you have to do that. No one's telling you have to do that. But you do that because you're a good son. You're a good child. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful right there.
Can't he give you that energy that you want? You can only ask somebody for something so much to the point you got to realize that person may not be capable of giving you what you're asking for. So now you got to ask yourself, is this relationship
video is deep as hell?
And I'll be the one to say it. My relation with my mom and my relation with my dad is always going to be worth it. So even though it's not the exact dynamic I originally wanted, part of growing up as a man is being able to take reality for what it is. There's certain things you just can't change. As long as it's not hurting me and I can still have a relationship with my parents, I can still set boundaries with my parents, I'm going to find a way to navigate because one day, and I noticed somebody that's sitting here watching this video is like, nah, bro, my dad just really crossed the line. One day, that guy, that mom will not be here. And if the timeline of life goes by age, my parents will leave before I do. And I'm going to be stuck with a, damn, was that misunderstanding really worth it? Because there's no redos once it's over. And my parents is only getting older. Although I rip the cape off of their back in my head, I'm able to see them as people and it makes me way more empathetic for them to the point where it helped our relationship. Instead of me constantly, why aren't you like this? Why can't you do better? Why'd you talk to me like that when I was a kid? Instead of me, why? Instead, I'm coming from a place of, I really want to understand what created that anger that you had. Where did you see that? Or like my mom, what made you so scared of life to the point where you can easily see the negative in so many things? You know, what was it for you as an individual? And now, me and my parents, we get on the phone and we literally talk like we're brother and sister. Both of my parents. Now, I know that's not for everybody. Everybody can't do that. That's just a blessing that I was given. But what I will say is this, give your parents the grace. A lot of our parents are just human beings trying to figure it out too. We just so happen to be in the middle of it.
My daddy had a life. He had a purpose. I was just so happen to be his child.
That's deep too, though. The people that the father, I do have a whole.
You got a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. That's deep. That's good.
One of the hardest things you'll ever have to do is try to give your parents, because you feel like your parents just should have got it right. Rightfully so, you can feel like that is your situation. So all I'm going to do is speak from my situation. Healed a part of me to look at my father instead of my father. Instead of as a superhero, I respect him to the fullest as my father, but as far as his characteristics or his emotions or the things that I don't understand about him, I have to remove that perfection from his name and see him as a flawed man, just like myself. Understand that I'm not going to agree with everything that he does, but my kids being able to have pictures with their granddad is worth it to me. It's worth finding an understanding through our misunderstandings, because again, their granddad will not be here one day. Their grandmom won't be here one day. And a lot of times what we do is we go ahead and tarnish these relationships, and then our kids have to also be affected by the misunderstandings that we have with our parents. And they may not ever understand why. So now they're looking at you as if you did something wrong. So I'm not telling nobody to put whatever traumas that they experience behind them. That is not the place that I'm sitting in. Y'all know me, I'm all about a perspective shift. Ask yourself, how are you perceiving your parents? The way I perceive my parents now has really healed a part of me. But I'm able to be there for my parents while I still have them. And it doesn't feel like it's hurting me because I'm not getting what I originally was expecting from them as an adult child. So anyways, y'all, hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications. Let me know, how is your relationship with your pops? How's your relationship with your mom? What was one of the biggest things that you had to realize growing up from a child to an adult that made you look at your parents differently? Comment below right now. I really want to hear this discussion. Hey, man, hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all.
Shout out Ty Buggy, man. That was a very powerful video, man. You almost had me shedding tears for a second there, brother. For sure. I had to lean back.
I felt that I just didn't want to address the elephant in the room.
Shut up, nigga.
Y'all gonna have me too, bro. Yeah, man. Shout out to Todd, bro. You know, we all got the bond through some trauma dumping. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a lot of ways I can go with this one, but I might just give y'all a little personal on this. So, I grew up actually having my dad in my life up until by 8th grade. That's when my mom and my dad split up. So it was like a period where I felt like I was becoming a man, and I was feeling like my dad wasn't there, but he was always there for real. It's just the fact me and my dad are so much alike. I'm literally a splitting image of my dad.
Yeah.
I don't always express my feelings, and my dad is the same way. So it wasn't until I got older and he was trying to micromanage on my life and I snapped on him. I'm like, bro, I'm a grown ass man now. Let me make my own decisions.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning of the video when I said what I said. That was personal. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't until I fucked up my car one day and I ain't even had the money to pay for it. My dad paid for it. You feel me? So he sent me the statement saying, this what I do for my son. And it was a couple thousand now that this shit came up to.
Yeah.
And I just got to expressing how I felt about him. You feel me? And he expressed how he felt. He didn't grow up with his dad, so he did the best he could.
Yeah.
You feel me? To you feel me? Raise me and shit. So I poured my feelings out. He poured his feelings out, and that shit actually made me shed some tears, bro.
Yeah.
But to this day, I love my dad. You feel me? So that is what it is, man.
For sure, man. You already know, man. T-Raw gave his personal. You know, Pops, I already gave you your flowers earlier, Pops, man. We getting closer. We love you, Pops.
Love you, man.
You already know what it is, man. Y'all made it to this point in the video. You know, this is a different kind of video. I didn't expect it to be like this. But shit, it was good. We let out some real feelings.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all made it this far. Love y'all. We're grateful for y'all, man. Binge the rest of the videos, and we're gonna see y'all in the next one.